Hello. What is this? Happy Friday. It's Sean coming to you with another video, Nonstop November. So hit that like button. We're gonna just move along. I'm holding my camera. Don't judge me, but listen. Day after Thanksgiving, how are you doing? I'm doing great. I'm in bed. I plan to get the itis and drift off to sleep. So I just want you to see what I've been working with. Okay, so I'm pan down to my plate. So I got my turkey here. I got my ham. All right. I got Sean Bradley's cracked baked beans, which was an absolute hit. Okay. I got, here is the stuffing. I got my greens. I got some green beans and my macaroni and cheese. So there you go. There you go. That's my plate. So I'm going to eat that when I'm done talking to you guys. Get the itis and take a nap because it is almost 11 o'clock. I got up early. I worked out for about an hour. So I'm going to enjoy the rest of my afternoon. So let's talk about a couple of things. I do have a couple of topics. So how was your Thanksgiving? I have some thoughts about the holiday meals. Now, Christmas time, because, when I used to work in an office, we used to do potluck and then we'd have cookie exchange and all this stuff. So there was a lot of holiday food that would happen starting, the week of Thanksgiving. And by Christmas time, I didn't want any more holiday food. So when December came for Christmas, I'd always wanted to eat something other than turkey, ham, and all that stuff because I was all dressing out. I was all turkeyed out and all that stuff. So now I work for myself and we don't do the potluck thing for the holidays. So when it comes to Thanksgiving, I'm really a traditionalist as far as what I grew up with, eating and all that. And of course I'm married, so we combine traditions and foods and things like that. It's okay. But is it me or do you have like hard set rules that is unspoken? Like, here's an example. Don't debut a food on Thanksgiving if you have not tried it at home and use your family as guinea pigs, okay? This is not the time to debut foods that nobody has eaten. People come in all year thinking that they're going to have certain things at the table, all right? There's nothing wrong with rotating things out, rotating dishes out, bringing stuff in. Listen, the cracked baked beans, after Sean showed on video, I asked him for the recipe. He did a video on it. I tested it out with the family with 4th of July and all that stuff. And now it's in rotation, right? Everybody loves it. My husband asked specifically, he says, I don't want any mashed potatoes, make the baked beans. So that's what I did. But you use that outside of a holiday meal and see how the masses like it and see if it's even worthy of being on the Thanksgiving table, okay? That's just my thoughts. Tell me how you feel about it, okay? This is not the time on Thanksgiving and Christmas, if that's your Jews, that you start being creative with the traditional foods. So I saw on Facebook this video and it had Valerie Bertinelli, some other chefs, and it had this other a person's son. He used to be a husband and wife team and they divorced and they were doing macaroni and cheese, and this guy is doing a side-by-side reaction video to the macaroni and cheese, and he's like, oh, okay, all right. And he's like, a roux, what is that? And he's like, Gare cheese. He goes, ooh, that sounds bougie. I'm bougie, I might have to try that. And it was all well and good until the black lady Sunny leaves, and in this macaroni and cheese they're throwing carrots and squash in the macaroni and cheese, and I think Brussels sprouts. And it's like, who does that? He's like, where's the black lady? Bring the black lady back. And I thought that was so funny because I've seen like Kev on stage and where he's talking about somebody's putting raisins in the potato salad. Like, Okay, don't do that. Traditional. Let's keep some things sacred. Raisins don't need to go in a potato salad. We don't need to reinvent a wheel that has been working really well. Okay, that's not what I want to see on Thanksgiving. All right. So I feel like the only thing you can really be creative and have a little bit of leeway is desserts. Desserts. Desserts are the only thing that, someone goes, oh, yeah, no, I didn't bring pumpkin pie. I brought this. All right, okay, or I made this. However, there are certain things, okay, when I grew up, there's certain things that I enjoyed for Thanksgiving: sweet potato pie, peach cobbler, pound cake, and pineapple upside down cake. Those are things that I enjoyed. My mom used to make this homemade 3-layer cake, yellow cake with the cooking chocolate. No Betty Crocker or Duncan Hines. It was just homemade cake from scratch, and then she'd make this chocolate that she would cook on the stove. Oh my God. And she made a homemade coconut cake too. So those are things that I grew up, but I realize not everybody follows that, and that's okay. But when we're talking about Thanksgiving, and just stick to the traditional stuff, okay? If you want to do bread stuffing instead of cornbread stuffing, that's cool. That's cool. I know some people like oyster stuffing. That's cool. I've learned to like that. But don't be really deviating from what the tried and true is. I think that's when people get mad, and they've been waiting all year. Some of us have worked out extra, put in an extra 10 miles so we can enjoy the food, and then you show up with raisins in the potato salad. Like, no ma'am. Okay, so let's move on to Takashi 69. Now, I've been reading the blogs and all this stuff. We all know that Takashi 69 is a troll. I'm too old to be listening to Takashi 69. However, gotta have content. So when XXX Tentacion was killed, that's how I learned about Takashi 69. He's a troll. He's perpetrating a fraud. A lot of people know that. They think that he hides behind bodyguards. Now he's been arrested, and folks are not feeling bad for him. Okay, so here's a PSA announcement. Okay, he's Takashi 69. Folks have been calling him Danny. His real name is Daniel Hernandez. All of a sudden he ain't about that life. Okay, I don't know anything about him, but I do know about young men and women who are like him. Okay, stop perpetrating the fraud. Okay, if you are not about that life, there are a lot of people who are about that life, and you need to not play around with that stuff. Okay, I'll tell a cute story and then I'm off because my food is going to get cold. So I had my son and his friends, they were listening to music and all that stuff, and I was like, you do realize you're not hard, right? Okay, I mean, I know you like the music and stuff, and I had been hearing them talking in jazz, and I was like, you do realize that you are not hard. You're just talking about lyrics. You're not living that life, okay? Because you live in a subdivision, that ain't hard, okay? If you live in a subdivision, that ain't hard. If you live in a place where there are cul-de-sacs, that ain't hard, okay? If you live in a place where there is an actual county code enforcer that is going to tag your mama's house because you got something too close to the mailbox, you ain't hard, okay? So it's real cute to be rapping these lyrics, but I just want you to know you ain't hard. You ain't about that life, okay? So let's just keep it in the right context. So they looked at me crazy, but truth be told, my kids don't know nothing about that life. Okay? My kids and their friends don't know nothing about that life. And it's funny how they sing about lyrics and they want to talk big game, but we are a stone's throw away from the streets of Chicago. And trust and believe, they ain't about that life. So I just find that a little funny. But you wanna get in the mud and play dirty, you end up getting dirty. So I'm sure a lot of people think that he's been done wrong, but you know, you playing around with things that you don't know of and you don't know about that life. He was in general population. You know, anybody that has watched MSNBC Lockup know there's got to be somebody that would love to be able to say they took him out on behalf of whoever. Okay, because he's been trolling and doing all this crazy stuff. So, word to the wise, just be who you are. It's okay. It's okay. So that's all I have for now. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Thanksgiving weekend. Try not to be too crazy on Black Friday because, like I said, we don't want to get into debt. That's not the business. Take care of yourself and each other, and I will talk to you tomorrow for Nonstop November. Bye.